Oh, hey, welcome to Food Talk, where we talk about fishing, farming, food, and all things East End. And I'm here with my special guest, Cheryl Stair, the chef and co-owner of Art of Eating, John Kowalenko, also co-owner of Art of Eating, Hamptons Event Mgt. We just have to tell you, we're shooting this the first day of summer. You may recall, you local East Enders, we had the big storm last night. We're a freaking wreck, okay? We got the Cafe Bustelo going. We can barely keep our eyes open. I was going to put my head down to start the show, but the show must go on. So, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we're glad you're here. And Cheryl, many people do not know this because you've had such a long run at Art of Eating, but you were one of the original female chefs in the United States for restaurants, let alone in the East End. And I know you landed at the laundry, but tell us a little bit about how you got to the laundry and who were your influences, and shoot.
Influences, definitely my mom.
Oh.
Without a doubt, amazing, amazing cook. She's really would take us around from farm stand to farm stand, say, this is the place for the best corn, this is the place where we buy peppers.
You do that to this day.
I still do that.
And so, let's just jump for a second before. Where are your favorite farm stands right now? What's cooking? What's good?
I'm a big fan of the Green Thumb. Have been shopping there since 1978.
Wow.
For restaurants that I worked at and personal use also, but also Sangley Farms, the Oyster Ponds Farm for berries in Orient, Sangley. I've just started working with a forager.
Oh, cool.
I also work with Balsam Farm.
Right, Balsam's great. What's the forager pulling out these days?
I just met her the other day. I kept seeing her on Instagram, and we met. She's in Southold on Youngs Avenue, and she's actually growing some of the things that she was foraging. She's now growing the items, and it's
Before you were at the laundry, you were at Starbucks.
yes.
And did he? I mean, everybody influences everybody, but tell me about that experience, because he was a hot property back then.
I think he still is a pretty hot property.
Cool.
I never thought of sourcing food any other way except to do it seasonally. But he really reinforced it, and not just to me, but to many, many chefs in this area, all up and coming, when we would just, he taught us to go out and seek new farmers and find different ways to source your food. Between the fishermen, there were always farmers and fishermen coming in, and this was 79, 80.
Right. So this is farm to table before it was now, farm to table.
Yeah, or maybe it was like 82, actually.
Yeah, okay. Well,
but a long time ago. You couldn't get mozzarella here, and not fresh. Nobody was making it. You couldn't find really good olive oil. We were taking, once a week, a trip to Kennedy to pick up things he had ordered so that we would have these great products.
So now there's more bounty in this bountiful land. All right. Coffee break. Johnny,
Take it, baby.
You tell us about your beginnings from Patchogue and the Quality Deli.
Lou's Quality Deli in Center Reach. That was my high school job, and that was my first catering gig. Rolling pieces of Swiss cheese and ham, laying them out on a tray. But I don't know. I just loved it because you got to meet a lot of people, and then from there I ended up in Hampton Bays at Shinnecock Surf Shop, where it was a health food store. I swear to God, we had health foods, boutique, was a head shop, surfboard repair, and it was kind of just very eclectic. But we did our first show at the Knights of Columbus Hall in Patchogue, and we set up a food booth, and we brought other surf shops in. It's kind of the beginnings of Hampton Event way back then, just promoting surf movies, and we had a band, and $3 to get in. Oh, $2.50 was the first ticket. $2.50.
So let's tell our listeners. So there's Art of Eating Catering, And then there's Hampton Event Management. So what's the difference, and describe what you do at Hampton Event Management?
Well, for years, Art of Eating Catering, we were full service. We did everything.
Right.
You know, we did the planning, we did the tenting, the rentals, the staffing, the locations. But people would always come to us and have a planner. And I go, we do everything. Oh, but you're a catering company. And we thought maybe we need to separate the two of them and start another company, which we did, which is Hampton Event Management. And now it's really blossomed into this whole other entity where, you know, we get very involved with larger events. We did the Shelter Island 10K after party this weekend. We do a lot of fundraisers. We've, you know, over the years, we spent a lot of time at the college. We did 10 years as Art of Eating and Hampton Events, you know, organizing and promoting the Off of the Sea concerts, and that led to other things.
Because you know everybody. You know all the health inspectors and the fire guys. If somebody needs an event, they really should go to you because you're a source for what you need to know when you have an event, besides just the catering part of it.
Well, the hard part a lot of times is, you know, going through the governmental forms and filings, you know, like, oh my God, look at this, I got a 9-page application here and I just want to have a little tiny beach party. And having worked with, you know, the fire marshals and the police and, you know, coming up with traffic plans and, you know, knowing the regulations and getting the training, not that it's easy for us, but we know what to look for. Right. And when a client comes to us and say, you're like, well, why? We never did that before. Like, well, we really have to do that. You know, you have to have a liquor license for a fundraiser. You know, you need to call a fire marshal and let them know you're putting up a tent, and it's got to be 20 feet from this. And, you know, so there's all these things that over the years you kind of, you absorb and learn, you know, whether it's through mistakes or through training or through whatever it may be.
Because you've been operating this entity on the East End for how many years now?
I think
28?
it's 28 years.
Wow,
28 years.
that's commendable.
Long
Just to
time.
have a business that survives for 28 years.
And married and still happy.
Oh, look at that! Oh, that's pretty cool. That's even better. That's even
It really is. It's about relationships with the town, the fire marshal, all of those people,
The
and
farmers.
And I was just going to say the farmers, the fishermen.
How do you staff this? I mean, this has got to be tricky.
It's tough. Fortunately for us, we have a fantastic staff that's been with us for a very long time. You know, show's assistant Lori Kenny in the office, unbelievable. You know, the anchor there, and we have people who are Nicole Llanos does our staffing, and Joe Abatello is helping with events. We have an intern, Marissa, you know, Schwartz is in the summer, and in the kitchen, you know, Tahoma, our chef, is unbelievable. And we have girls in the kitchen, the women, you know, they've been with us 15 years, you know. And,
wow.
our floor staff, Kelly Lemin's been with us over almost 25 years, I think. You know?
Well, I think that speaks to your management too, and people stick around.
And they're really our anchors. People come and go. If you ask me how many people have come through and worked with us over the years, I could never, thousands. But the anchors are needed.
That's cool. Of course. No, that's huge.
Keep
It's
us
not
from
a
going
business.
adrift.
That's not a business for everyone. You know, like people, I'm a bartender, you know, and then they come in and all of a sudden they realize they have to move tables, ice, soda,
Everything's on
booze,
the
from that truck to that hilltop over there, you know.
And then when you get it
that's
to
what
the
happens.
hilltop, the client says, I don't think I want it there anymore. Let's move it again.
And the demanding clients aren't necessarily the bold-faced names. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Right. So, and just to let people know, because I know that you guys are very, very discreet, but you guys have catered some and worked with some very high-profile people. Martha Stewart for one. Who else, John?
We did a number of parties for Billy Joel and way back when at his house out here, and you know, a lot of fundraisers. I mean, we probably have touched on most of the East End and New York City fundraisers at one point or another. They come to you and just say, hey, can you
For
help
both
us out?
political parties too.
Both political parties, you know, save everything from one of the first ones was for Okinos way back when, Save the Whales, to just recently this weekend. You know, we were one of the sponsors for the Revelry on the Rock, the Shelter Island 10K after party, and then Cheryl did a party the same day for Mission in Pink. It was breast cancer research. You know.
So it's not all bells and whistles, because you guys both sustained injuries this weekend. Right? So
I was in the hospital.
Ladies first. Cheryl, what was your injury? Tell our viewers.
I tripped over a manhole cover hidden by AstroTurf and cracked a rib.
Oh, good Lord, you can't make that one up. And John, yourself, you spent some time in the hospital.
Well, we were staking out a line so the EMTs and the ambulances could get into the parking lot at the Shelter Island 10K, and I was driving in a stake, and I came up too high, and the pounder, which weighs about 25 pounds, flipped off the top and back in the head, and boom, I was right out. But fortunately, there were a lot of EMTs around. The ambulance got in, and 3 hours later, I was back at the event.
You got knocked out.
I did not go out, but I was down. I saw stars, and
Nice.
thinking about life. Like, what am I doing here?
And then I sustained an injury, which I'm not sure how. I have a swollen hand. I can't make a fist. It may be from a fishing mishap, fishing with my son on Father's Day over at Louse Point. I'm trying to sneak in a selfie of the two of us, but like a stylized selfie, He has no idea. He backcasts. The lure hits my hand. I'm like, huh! I kind of go like, what? The phone slips out.
There
I
it
watch
goes.
the phone just go like this into 1 foot of water. He goes, Dad, we have to get the phone, get it home, put it in rice. And ladies and gentlemen, it didn't work. So after here, I'm going over to AT&T in Bridgehampton and getting myself a new phone. So we all sustained injuries.
Lessons to be learned this weekend, I guess, huh?
I just want to thank my producer, Ellen Watson, for the Cafe Bustelo.
Ellie, thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Ellie.
Yeah, baby.
All right, quick shift. Favorite thing about living on the East End? More than one, too, if you want.
Well, definitely the food, but I think the light.
Oh,
It's
good call. I like that.
It's amazing.
Especially after Labor Day, that late August, early September. Isn't that nuts? God, I love that. Johnny, what about you?
Orange glow too. The whole atmosphere out here. I came out to surf when I was in high school, and I fell in love with the East End. I went to Montauk and hung out in Hampton Bays for a while, and we just thought that this would be the place to come. And it means a lot to us out here.
And
we met out here.
You're a winter surfer, which I always admire. And I think to myself, man, that must be so much fun because there's nobody else in the water.
There's sometimes you have to look for someone to surf with. Not so much recent years, but there were times on like I really want to go surfing, but there's nobody around.
Right.
When you had the old wetsuits,
But I think it's interesting that all of his friends, the people that are in his age group, are the ones that are out there in the dead of winter. You don't really see a lot of young people out. I mean, maybe they are, but that's what I notice.
Yeah, well,
it's
they
your
go to
buddies.
another crew, another place. We have our little spots that we surf, So, but that's kind of what got me going out here, and just with the surf shop, and then being out here and just wanting to be out here and watching the changes, the East End changes has really been something else. And I've been coming, so 67 till now, but like think about the people who have been here for a really long time, the people who really are from here.
But you guys moved out here when?
You grew up on the North Fork, right?
That's right.
My grandparents had a summer house since the late 30s, so we were in New Suffolk,
Oh, it's pretty over there.
the town that time forgot.
I know. Legends
Yeah,
Sports Bar.
it was the best upbringing you could ever have, but then moved over here for work.
Right. Your sister's still up there,
Yes,
Pam.
yes.
Right. Yeah, I know you brought some food to feed us, but tell me this, John. 5 people in the entire world, history of the world that you would invite to dinner, who would they be?
I don't know if they're like 5 is tough, man. There's just so many. I think having a conversation with Nikola Tesla would be really interesting. Cleopatra is one I think I would like.
Nice
Yeah. Da Vinci. My grandfather, who was a chef at the Waldorf years and years ago, which I recently found out. I thought that would be kind of an interesting mix. And, it's just, I don't know, there's just a lot of people there. Brian and Bill Wilson.
Very nice.
Both in there.
Right, very good. Oh, I like that.
Okay,
All right,
so-
cool. But Cleopatra cannot bring the asp.
Whatever she brings, I'll be happy.
I would not come to that dinner. What about yourself, young lady?
I would say my grandfather. There's the emotional thing of family,
Right.
Italian family
Right.
together, all eating Sunday dinner under the tree. But
Gravy.
yeah,
Right.
gravy in the grill.
Right.
But the other people would be, I would think an Indian, from a local Indian from the 1700s, and MFK Fisher.
Oh, brilliant.
Thomas Jefferson, Ruth Reichel, people from different times
Great mix.
talking about, so we could talk about what brings people together to eat and where they found food, how they went about this.
Oh, these are great answers.
I think it would be so much fun to.
So maybe a Shinnecock, Thomas Jefferson, Ruth Reichel. This is great. Oh, those are good. What was the other guy?
MFK Fisher,
Oh,
MFK Fisher.
And MFK Fisher.
who wrote The Art of Eating.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So you brought some goodies for us.
Yes.
And so let's just switch, you and I, switch spots.
Okay.
And I might drink your coffee, but no, I won't. I'll give it back.
So this is Mecox Farms ricotta cheese. Art Ludlow, thank you very much. Some peas, and we're going to finish it with a walnut vinaigrette. It's on a little spoon, so it's easy eating for a quick, fast hors d'oeuvre.
What's this gravel here, Mom?
This is Hawaiian black lava sea salt.
Yum.
Sometimes we do this as a whole dish. Sometimes it's peas, because peas are about to be in season. These are frozen peas, but any minute now the local peas will be popping. Sometimes we do it with tomato and basil and olive oil. Sometimes it's grilled eggplant and zucchini, grilled figs. So there's a lot of ways to go with this. But today, it has a little walnut dressing on it. And anybody could make this in about 2 seconds. Go to the farmer's market, see Art, pick up some peas from everyone who's going to have them any minute now, and a little walnut dressing. I just seasoned the ricotta with a little bit of sea salt.
Oh, the presentation.
Well, we
And
do
there
hors
go.
d'oeuvres, like, that's thousands of hors d'oeuvres a summer. You know.
So you could leave this laying out on a table for people to just take as they will, or it could be passed with the casual kind of dining that people do this time of year. It's nice to have something you can just lay out.
May I try one?
Please.
You almost don't want to
Switch?
disturb it, but you want to switch back?
Yeah.
We can do that. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah.
But that
But
Art's
imagine what-
cheeses are just so unbelievable. You know, and
Well-
we're so fortunate. That's one of the things when chefs come out here, they realize the abundance that is really local out, that they can get anything they want out
Oh.
here. It's crazy.
But wait, I forgot something. This is here for a reason. Local daylilies from my backyard as a little garnish.
Oh, nice.
Another little color thing. And you know, the daylilies, I'm moving around too much, right?
No.
The daylilies are delicious if you coat them in oil and salt and pepper and grill them.
Really?
They're so good.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're out there harvesting them out of the backyard, because there's a whole bunch of them in the backyard, and we had one day, we said, they go, and we got to grab them really quick. So we ate one
Even
night.
after they close up, you can still do it.
You put oil and salt and pepper and grill them.
Yes.
Lilies.
They're fabulous.
What's the family they're in? It's the garlic family?
I don't know if daylilies are in the garlic. I know garlic is in the lily family, but I don't know if the daylily is the same.
Yeah. There's tons
Ellie's
of
shaking her head,
garnishes,
maybe
yeah,
yes.
that we have, you know, that we, even outside, you know, because we're right next to La Fondita, where, you know, the diner was our, you know,
Right.
Honest Diner is where, the old Honest Diner is where our location is, and we have, over the years, grown gardens for garnishes, just, is like, what do you have out there? You have
Oh, everything.
the nasturtiums.
Sorrel, lovage, nasturtiums, little
Johnny
gem
Jump Ups.
marigolds that taste like lemon and like orange,
Little flowers you can get off them for garnishes.
borage.
You know.
You gotta know what you're eating though, because I once ate a flower at a wedding, and my mouth went numb, and for about 4 hours, and I almost had to go to a hospital. Of course, I toughed it out like an idiot. My throat could have seized up, but I think it was a lily.
Well, I don't want to garnish anything, or not that I garnish, but like with something that you can't eat. So it's very important to use edibles. Don't put something you can't eat with things like that.
And all of our plants that we grow are from an organic source.
Right. Okay.
And we don't use any pesticides.
So we usually do something out of the Food Lover's Companion, and we played a little roulette this morning, and we all came up empty because there's this word in here that we're just going to educate everybody on. It's called flummery. John, you had a good definition of what you thought flummery was, which was
That's a big mistake.
big
to me.
mistake. I did a flummery, right?
Yeah.
So just technically, flummery is a sweet, soft pudding made of stewed fruit, usually berries, thickened with cornstarch. Cheryl was correct. She says this sounds very British. And sometimes it's flavored generously with sherry or Madeira. So, I don't know, if anybody's trying to sell you flummery, don't act flummoxed. It's just really a little fruit pudding, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I'm kind of down on that word.
Yeah, have a little pudding. You can have one of these.
Yeah, oh, yeah. So now this is the real deal. So thank you, John. What a good intro. Cheryl, you brought a little tart, sweet tart, not the candy, but
Right.
tell us what this is.
This is a lemon and caramel tartlet made by our pastry chef, Patty Wellen. And it's a good foil, the tart of the lemon with the caramel.
So I should probably try one.
Or two.
Cheers.
And Patty's baking everything, so she's in-house 4 or 5 days a week, doing all the desserts and cookies and tarts and getting really creative. And what was the
You
new
didn't
thing?
buy these pastry shells?
No.
No.
I was just going to say, isn't that tartlet shell
Oh,
delicious?
wow. Oh,
It's
yeah.
very short,
Really
short
delicious.
and flaky.
Sorry, you guys can't have any.
I ate 5 the other day.
Did you? Well, I may have to have another one.
Help yourself.
So
What's that little pop she's doing now?
Oh, pie pops.
She's making
We make
pie
jam.
pops now.
We make jam, and then she makes a little pie with the jam, and we put it on a stick. They're kind of hot now, these pie pops, but we like to make it with fresh, local, organic.
So
Jam.
I just realized, because you guys were going to bring, you guys have this whole line of potato chips. And what do you call them? Where can you get them? And tell us about the whole origin of those and your success.
I think it started, one of the farmers' milk pail wanted, she goes, yeah, I need something for Christmas. Can you make me something? So Cheryl said, I'll make some potato chips.
No, I had them left from a party. We had a party, and we made too many that day, and I put them in a bag. And we hand wrote a label and said, well, here, try to sell these. And then they were calling, can we get more? And
They're very addictive.
they're a little bit addictive. But it's, it's the potato that
Right.
makes them. It
And
has
so-
to be
It's
the
a
right
special potato, yeah.
Where are you getting the potatoes from?
Well, we get them from different places. Right now, there's no local potatoes around. Well, very few.
Couple, right?
But we buy them from Balsam, and we buy them from Halsey Farm for the most part.
Just to
Sweet
be
potatoes
official,
also.
what's the
Sweet
name of-
potatoes also.
Okay.
Well, from Balsam, it's a Yukon, and from Halsey Farm, it's a Green Mountain, which their family has farmed Green Mountain potatoes. They say it's our potato. for 12 or 13 generations.
Whoa.
It's really cool, you know, because we're bringing in that local flair too, which people really like. And sweet potatoes too, we do the same with sweet potatoes, and they, when we, you know, they come into season, it's just a great chip. Just
And what's the name of the chip? And it's bagged, and it's for sale around here, right?
yeah, Art of Eating Potato Chips.
There you have it. And where, that's a good name. And where, how original. Where can you get them?
You can start at the Thumb, Halsey Farm, Milk Pail. You know, you can go over to Jack's, Naturally Good,
Round Swamp.
Brown Swamp. So
They selling?
yeah, we're pushing 20,000 bags right now. I think.
20,000 bags. That's pretty good. We're kind of winding down. We could go on and on and on because I just love your story of how you are inspired by dishes, which is basically alchemy. You know, you see something, you file it, and then there might be an old recipe, but that's really one of the successes of Art of Eating, because all your food has got like this little twist, you know, like, oh, hey, what about a lily on top, you know, so.
Steve, we're driving down the road, and I swear I could remember this, like, all of a sudden we go by, Cheryl's like, they're here, they're here. I'm looking around like, who? She goes, the strawberries.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But it's like everything is like that, you know, so it's kind of cool.
Well, we're winding down. We can say,
That was easy.
all right. And I just want to thank you both for coming over this morning on little sleep, like yours truly, like everybody here at the studio, because of the crackling thunder and lightning at 4 a.m.
Good rain.
It was good rain, though. It was good rain. Yeah. So I say to you viewers, take it easy, but take it, otherwise known as coge lo suave, pero cogelo. Take it easy, but take it. And thanks again for coming on the show, you know.
El gusto es mío.
Qué bueno. Entonces, ¿qué pasa hoy? ¿Qué pasó después este show?
Yo no sé.